How's it going, guys? This is the greatest goddamn show on air, and I am Cole Clayton, and with me I have my lovely sister Ruby Red. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's a regular day. Fixing to roll up a blunt. It's my first blunt of the day too.
Damn, you starting late, huh?
Yeah, I used to smoke before going into work, and then I got lazy, and I don't want to wake up that early now. So
As potheads get.
yeah, I wanted one when I came home, but I was like, no, I'm gonna wait. That way we can see the difference, like on the podcast.
I feel it. Um, so this week, I had my buddy Dino come to town from Canada. But yeah, he's here. He's just kind of
Oh,
chilling.
okay.
From
That
him
was
and
that was the voice I heard because I heard a voice in the background. I'm like, that's not one of my fucking brothers. They're both their
Damn
voices are
right.
squeaky. They're both their voices are squeaky as the shit. So that's cool. How you
Yeah,
doing,
mom
Dino?
gives all of us like bitch voices. Did you know that?
Yeah, none of y'all got like that bass in your voice that men be
I
having.
think I think it's a learned behavior more than it is nature. I think it's a nurture versus nature thing. Because have you ever noticed if you talk like when we were kids more so, if you put any bass in your voice when you spoke to mom, she'd be like, "I'm
Bro,
sorry,
she
what?"
beat her ass.
So I don't think this is our natural voice. We just have like a natural falsetto.
Bro, there be times when mom would be like, "Don't look at me in that tone." What the fuck did you just say?
So did
That
you
seems accurate though. Don't look at me with that tone.
do you ever do you ever get hit with the what'd you say? And you didn't say anything? And you're like, bitch, you're hearing the voices in your head. Shut the fuck up. Don't come over here with that shit.
And you have to like swear to God. Like I swear to God I didn't whisper anything, Mom. I wouldn't have been close enough in arm's reach to say anything right next to you. Jesus, I'm talking shit when you leave. Like normal people. Oh God.
Tough
Those
times,
are
man.
good times, man. Good time.
Tough
Just
times. Fuck that.
always being on your fucking toes. Never know what's gonna happen next. Like
Do you have a
think
story kind of about something like that? Like,
I mean I got a lot of stories, but you don't have to be more specific. Like you mean like with
where
mom
you
or just like the way
where
we grew up?
you had to like de-escalate with mom?
I was always the de-escalator. Always.
I
I
know,
was
but is there
fucking
anything specifically that you had that you remember that comes to mind?
um so I mean there are a bunch of times when I've like tried to de-escalate her, but my de-escalation doesn't work.
What do you mean?
So like it would never like it would piss her off more that I wasn't upset. You know what I'm saying? But like I don't get I
That's
don't
the
get
thing
pissed
for
off.
her. You have to match her energy. If
Or
she's
your neck.
mad, you have to be mad too.
Or your
Because
neck.
then, because if you're not mad with her, then she's like, "Why the fuck aren't you mad?" Like if she's sad, you have to be sad. If she's happy, and you're like, if you're even so much as like, "Oh yeah, whatever." Oh no, oh no. She's grown out of a lot of that now. But when we were kids, we had to match her energy, dude, or it was gonna piss her the fuck off. It was so crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yo, did I ever tell you that like she threatened one of my managers one time?
You did tell me that.
I did. I'll tell it again for the podcast. But me and my manager had gotten into it, and it was over something fucking stupid. It was over some chocolate chips, and I just didn't like the way he was trying to take something out of my hand. I screamed at him. I said, "Don't touch my waffle!" And he was like, "You can go." I was like, "Bet." That's all I needed to hear. So I took my fucking apron off and I left. I don't give a fuck. So I called mom just to vent about it, not because I need her to do anything, but just call her up like, "Do you believe what this motherfucker?" Da, 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 whatever. So I call her, and she's like, "Wait, hold on a minute." Hangs up, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do." I'm already knowing she's gonna do something, right? And she calls me back and she's like, "Yeah, I called that motherfucker and I told him if he ever talks to you like that, I'm gonna roll up on his ass. I'm gonna drive down there and I'm gonna beat his fucking." Mind you, this guy is like 6'3", 300 pounds, like a fucking football player. Okay. And then I have to deal with his boss, which is like my boss's boss's boss, calling me saying, did your mom threaten your boss? I was like, yes. I didn't ask her to. I mean, I got nothing to do with me, but yeah, she did. And he's like, oh, okay. I was like, am I fired? He's like, nah. You come to work tomorrow? I was like, yeah. Yeah, I'll be there. So it was all good, but I mean,
It's Waffle House though. They're kind of used to stuff like that though, right?
yeah, they're pretty used to a lot of like fucked up ass shit. Like you really gotta do something bad to get fired from there. Like lock the doors or
It's not
something.
enough to really kind of like shock them, you know? They're like,
Yeah.
fucking Waffle
That's
House.
what it is. You gotta like shock them for them to be like, oh, okay, wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, they don't play no bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom ever called for your job before?
No, because she did. You know, actually, do you remember when I got my foot run over by
Yeah.
the pallet jack?
Yeah.
I don't even remember why we were there. So I was on crutches, right? And the GM, the general manager, we were in the HEB to that's where it happened, was the HEB. And I was about 18 at the time. I got my foot run over and everything, and I think the GM was trying to like figure out if I was gonna sue or not, you know. And he was trying to gauge it, so he kind of like saw me and walked up to me and was like, "Hey," da, 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 da. And mom kind of just like got in the middle of it and was like bitched him out. I don't even remember what she said because it's so long ago, but I just know that like it just made the whole situation uncomfortable. And to mind you, I was planning to sue at the time, but I ended up not because I just didn't want to deal with it. You know,
Right.
looking back, had it been now, I probably would have sued. But I'm a
Right.
grown man now. Before I was a kid, you know, when you're a kid, everything's a lot. You know,
Yeah.
but mom just kind of did her like whole I'm gonna protect my baby, blah blah blah. I gotta yell and scream. And I'm like, mom, like it's not
The,
like
the amount of times we were just like embarrassed in public is so fucking beyond me. Like, I swear to God, our mom was a Karen. She was a
oh
Karen.
my god. I learned to never complain when like Burger King or whatever got my shit wrong because it was just like too much. I was like,
I don't complain about nothing. Like if they put something on my burger that I don't like, I'm gonna just eat it.
now I'm better about going back and being, hey guys, y'all kind of fucked up my order. You know, that's how you talk to people. Hey man, this isn't what I ordered. No, not with mom. Mom went in there with a chip on her shoulder. Like she was legitimately like insulted that you got her order wrong for her and her 5 kids,
She'd be
which was
offended.
like which is like 6 combos. You know what I mean? How the fuck you get that all right every time? You know what I mean? There's so much
She
food.
was so offended all the time, man. I mean, it was crazy. But like, don't you? Isn't it like exhausting being like in a bad
Mad
mood?
all the time?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
how do you have the energy for all that? I don't have the energy for any of that. Do we mad all the time?
I used to be mad a lot. I was a pretty angry human being when I was younger. A lot of it, I think, was testosterone.
That's
But
a man.
also, I truly felt when I was younger that like I was dealt a bad hand, and I still feel that way. But I didn't understand that like nobody cares. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't give a shit.
But nobody gives a fuck if you're dealt a bad hand. You just got to figure out how to play the hand. You know?
Correct.
You know?
Yeah. And that's pretty much what a lot of it was. I had one of my managers the other day. I said something about me being 21. He was like, "What? You're 21? I thought you were like 28."
Jesus.
I was like, "Wow, rude." But
Damn.
I actually get that a lot, so it's not that offensive. I get
You
that.
look old, bro.
Apparently.
People think I look. like 22, 23. I get that a lot, 24.
It's honestly, it's a weight thing for sure. I know if I lose weight, I'll look my age. That's what it is. Something about just like being built thick, you just look like someone's mother.
I'm
You just
fat
do.
though.
Yeah, but you're a guy. I don't know. It's different. It doesn't age you the same way it does for women. I don't know. When you're bigger, you just look like you're like an adult. You look like you've had kids and shit.
Get on that treadmill.
Actually, funny enough, yesterday I was doing squats, right? And I had told my boyfriend, I was like, hold my vape. And for every 10 squats I do, let me get a hit off of it. And that's how I motivated myself to do squats. I did like 50 squats yesterday.
Well, if you consistently do squats, do them 5 days a week, you will drop weight. I dropped like 25 pounds since December doing squats.
Yeah. It just kills me though, because like my legs are so sore, and then I gotta go to work tomorrow where I don't fucking sit down at all. I'm walking all day and my legs are fucking sore. And no one gives a shit.
Your legs heal faster than any other muscle in your body.
Good to
Good to know.
That's true. It's facts because they're the strongest muscles in your body.
I actually I shotgunned a Red Bull with that same manager like a week ago.
You shot a Red Ball?
Shotgunned a Red Bull.
It's when let me explain it because he's old now. It's when you poke a hole in the bottom and open the top, and it all goes in your mouth.
I know what a shotgun is. Fuck
Oh,
you
okay.
in your mansplaining bullshit.
Okay, so I'd never done it before. And he was going to get a Red Bull from the gas station. I'm like, yo, you'll grab me one? He was like, yeah, I'll grab you one. And when he came back, I was like, okay, here's $5 for the Red Bull. He's like, no, I don't want your $5, but I want you to stay in here and shotgun this with me. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, for real. I thought he was fucking with me. And he was dead ass. He's like, yeah, we're gonna shotgun this. And he's like, I was like, I've never done that. He's just funny like that. Like he's just like
You're gonna get a
joke
heart attack.
He's like goofy. He's like, let's shotgun it. I'm like, okay. So he
You
shotgunned
know,
it.
you know he's trying to flirt with you, right?
No, definitely don't get that vibe at all. Definitely not the vibe.
You don't, but that's what he's trying to do.
Definitely not.
don't. That's all.
But anyway,
He's trying to
He,
do stuff to get your attention.
he does it, and he was like,
Is
"Don't
your
be
boyfriend home?
no."
Why are you smiling then? Why are you smiling?
Shut up. Anyway,
You trying to cheat?
he hands me the can,
You trying to
and
cheat?
he's like, "Don't be a girl about it. Drink all of it. Don't be a girl and drink half of it." I'm like, "What the fuck ever?" So here I am guzzling a Red Bull at 7:00 in the morning. I'm not gonna lie, it worked though.
Shotgunning at 7:00 in the morning?
Yeah, I got a
Red
little,
Bull?
yeah, I got a little buzz out of it.
At least
Like,
got some fucking Jaeger to it or something like a man.
right. I mean, my hands were a little shaky afterwards. I'm like, "Ooh, this is fun." Bro, I was straight fighting for my life the other day at this Chinese food restaurant. I go to get some
What do you mean
oysters.
fighting for your life? Did
fighting
they
for my
mistake
life.
you as a cat?
Swear to God. I go to eat this fucking oyster, and it's got
Sorry, Dino's wife is Chinese. I just made a racist thing. I'm sorry.
that's
She'll beat you. She'll beat you up.
that mouth coming out of you real quick. But anyway, I go to eat it, and there's soy sauce on it, and somehow when I was like slurping it, the soy sauce went into my lungs, and I'm over here like just fucking, because people look at you funny now. Like now, ever since COVID, you can't really cough out in public because people are giving you the fucking side eye. So I'm over here just like fucking tears in my eyes, drowning, and my boyfriend's like, "Are you okay?" Like, no, I'm not okay. I'm fucking dying over here, and I don't want people to hear it.
Soy sauce got vapor, bro. I said soy sauce has vapor to it. It will fuck your lungs up.
It was in my ice was drowning. I felt it. I finally got rid of it. I should have just coughed at that point, because you're trying to stifle a cough. People can still hear you. Just cough it up and get it over with, right? But that's not how anxiety works. Anxiety is the most illogical thing in my brain all the time.
I can make myself now.
Oh, goddamn. That was a good sandwich.
Like, sometimes I'll be smoking weed and I get a little paranoid. Like, what if people are watching me? And then I realize how fucking boring I am. And I remember nobody's watching me. Nobody's watching me. I'm fucking boring.
I like them.
You guys are bitches. You don't like olives? You're Greek. That's a Greek thing.
I eat my olives from my olive orchard. Shut your mouth, poor boy.
In Greece.
Yeah.
Which means you don't eat olives unless it's.
They're not to my standards. Thank you very much.
Well, I would love to have your fucking olives then.
Bro, the olives in Ohio were so fucking.
I can just eat olives like a charcuterie olive board. Like that's it. Just
Me too.
different mixed olives. I can just eat olives.
Love
all
it.
day.
Love olives, bro. That olive bar y'all have up there at Fresh Time. We don't have Fresh Time down here, but y'all have Fresh Time up in Ohio. Oh
They
my
got rid
god.
of the olive bar.
What?
They got rid of it during COVID.
That's the only reason to go. Well, it's COVID was 4 years ago, so they can go ahead and bring on
Yeah,
that.
everything's pre packaged now.
Good.
Yep.
Whatever.
You can't mix it yourself.
Taking away all of our shit, man.
All the
Like,
salads, all the cheeses, everything's pre-packaged.
They took our jobs and they took our olives. The sons of bitches.
you know what's really common down here in the South?
What?
People want you to get married. People want you, like, you'll be dating someone for like 2, almost 3 years. Because me and my boyfriend been dating for almost 3 years, right? They'll be like, that's your husband. How's your husband doing? When are y'all getting married? Has he proposed yet? Are you going to have kids? Bro, I am 21. Okay? I do not need a husband right now. I don't need no fucking kids right now, bro. It looks like I made everybody a fucking
To
house.
be fair, he's 42. Like he's ready to get
He's
married.
35. He's not 42.
You're 72?
He's 35.
I'm basically in the grave.
He's
And apparently it fits because people think I'm 28. So clearly we look closer in age than I fucking realize. Because apparently I'm like fucking old. Jesus. But people are so
the
obsessed
got
with
8 years on me, even like. Yeah,
He's got one less than
that's
me.
why he's probably telling people to tell you to get to marry him. Like,
Get
No,
him before
because
it gets in the
he's
grave. Get that insurance money.
No, he's not too keen on marriage right now. He got like he was married for 10 years. Like he don't want to do that
That's
shit again.
being a teenager. Why would he want to get married?
Like he's a little bit. He's right, exactly. Why would you want to get married? I mean, I'm not trying to get married right now, but it reminds me of that TikTok that's trending right now. What you do is the girl sets up the phone and she just starts talking like with her boyfriend, and then she's supposed to like mistakenly call her boyfriend husband as like a joke.
I've seen that, and the dude's
You
like,
see the
"You're not my
one
husband." Or,
with
"You're
the
not,
dude
I'm not your
who's
husband."
And he's so quick with it. He said that shit quick. He meant that shit.
Oh,
He
it's
said, I'm not your
hilarious,
husband.
bro.
He said, I'm not your
Brittany
husband.
used to do that. My baby mama used to do that.
She did.
Yeah, she was
She
like, "You're my
called you
husband."
her husband.
I'm not your husband.
But people do the same thing to him, to my boyfriend too. They'll try to call me his wife. And like most of the time I correct them. I'll be like, I'm not his wife, I'm his girlfriend. Or he's not
Yeah,
my
but that
husband.
makes you look like you want to get married.
No, I'm
Hey.
not. I'm clarifying. I am very much so clarifying because I'm really young.
Listen, what you got to do is when they're like, "Oh, you're his wife," be like, "No, his wife is way uglier than me." Right there.
I mean,
I'm the side
was.
piece.
she was. I wasn't the side piece though. They were already getting divorced.
No, but you just say that. You just say, "I'm the side piece." I don't. That's not what this is.
I'm only with him because money's fine.
That low-key happened the other day at work, actually. I had this coworker who was talking about like some of her experiences about like apparently she was dating a guy who was married, and I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna judge you. Like
It's
I may
more
not do
common
it,
than you think.
I may not do it, but I'm gonna laugh if the shit's funny. So me and her was like laughing and cutting up, and this regular who was sitting right beside her was like, I don't really think that's funny. And I was like, yeah, of course you don't. You're married. I don't give a shit. If I can make it. Because I mean, I'm not an adulterer. I would never go for anybody who's in a relationship, nor would I ever cheat. But if the shit's funny, I'm a laugh. I don't give a fuck. This is not my husband. Fuck do I care?
That's kind of how I felt about my baby mama when she was married. When I met her, I was like, well, it ain't my marriage. And then what did she do? She ended up cheating on me too.
Yeah, you gotta
Like,
look at
you know, so you gotta be, you may find it funny, but you still gotta watch yourself because it will bite you back. And I've learned that no amount of time will stop karma. Okay, it's patient. It can be patient or it can be impatient. It does not matter. It will come back and get you at some point. You know? When I found out she was cheating on me, I literally, the first thing I said was, that's what I get. That's what I get.
That's fucking funny. Hey, do you like my glasses holder? It doesn't help with the fact that I look old.
Bro, you're trying to look old now.
No, these are cute. These are cute because I actually do lose my glasses, and if I have them right here,
Because you're old.
I'm just gonna lose them.
You're a 30-year-old living in a 21-year-old's body.
Maybe I am, but children get on my nerves. Not just children, but like teenagers. Get away from me.
Maybe you're a 21-year-old living in a 30-year-old's body.
I don't know.
You got the body on loan. Like it was pre-used.
Like, tell me why I just want to be like left the fuck alone. Like some dude walked up to me the other day. He was a customer of mine, and during when I was serving him, he kind of kept looking at me as I was passing by, and I'm thinking to myself, "Damn, is his food okay?" Like I even asked him, like, "Is everything all right? Everything's good?" And he just kept staring at me. So I end up going outside, getting my little cigarette break, and I didn't even notice. And he goes walking up to me. And he's like, "Hey, how you doing? You're really pretty. I just wanted to give you my card." I was like, "Oh, okay." And I took it, and I didn't say anything because I don't want to say anything to piss him off. A lot of times when I'm inside, I reply with "Thank you, I have a boyfriend," but we're outside, and there's no cameras on this side of the building. I'm not trying to get fucked up, so I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you, have a good day, thank you." Threw that shit away so quick. Get the fuck away from me! Like I do not want to be bothered. I am trying to sit here and have some fucking nicotine, and you're up here. What? That was why you was staring at me, fucking weirdo.
That's I'm going through a similar situation where I'm just not interested in dating right now. And that's when women are interested all of a sudden, and they're like pushy.
Oh my God, no one ever told you? No one ever told you the way women think? The less interested you are in us, the more we're interested in you because you just seem so mysterious and just like so laid back. Like I'm so surprised you didn't know that. Like, especially when you're just like not interested in it, you're like, "Man, I'm not looking for a relationship. I don't want no commitment. I'm just here for a good." That's what they're looking for. That is their like, they want to fucking scoop you up so quick. When a guy is like too into you and like we're trying to text you "Good morning, beautiful" every day, you're kind of like, "Ooh, ooh, gross." Ugh. That's not what we're looking for. You gotta like forget to text us for 2 days and be like, "Oh, hey, sorry, I was busy." Like, oh my God, he's so mysterious. He's so interesting. There's something about this one. Really?
Yeah, I had a bitch last night be like, "Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't fair to you." Because I was seeing her kind of like last year. And she just like wasn't interested. And I was interested in her. Well, finally I just kind of gave up. And real recently we kind of started talking again. But I've been like half-assing talking to her. It's because I'm legitimately not interested in dating her. I'm just talking to her. Just legitimately just talking to her,
Mm-hmm.
And I go a couple days without answering her text or I miss or whatever, and I'm treating her like a friend is what it is. You know what I mean? Because I'm not bitter about how we kind of didn't pan out. You know what I mean? And like she's legit being pushy as fuck about us trying. Like she's like, I'm really into you. I really, I kind of love you. Like I'm just like, that sucks.
Oh, no.
Like,
oh no.
And like last night she was drunk and she texted me. She's like, I'm really sorry that I wasn't fair to you. I didn't give you a fair chance, because I had a lot going on. And I'm like, oh, I don't care about that. Like.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Like whatever, dude. It's whatever, dude. I don't really care about it.
You know why? It's because you never double dip. Like you never in the time when y'all weren't texting, you didn't text her back, be like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I miss you." Because it would have given her the chance to be like, "Screw you, go fuck yourself." But now because she sees that you weren't interested, she's kind of like, damn, was he the one?
I missed out.
Did I fuck that up? Gosh. And he's not even harassing me. Like that it kind of, I don't know. It's a little bit backwards than what will lead you to believe. Like once women are in the relationship, they're really touchy, really involved, like really obsessed with you. But when you're in the flirting stage, that you really need to be like, give a little bit, take a little bit, give a little bit, take a little bit. Don't give them all the attention in the flirting stage. Because they'll think that you're like that with everyone. They'll think that you're too friendly. I've heard that a lot from women. They'll be like, oh, I don't want a guy who's too friendly because it's like, oh, are you this friendly with everybody else and stuff like that? So keep it like mysterious and ominous. And then when you like start to know each other more and you start to tell her all this crazy shit from your past, she's gonna love you. She's gonna think like, oh, you're the most craziest, mysterious guy I ever met. Because there's nothing worse than an oversharer. Oversharers freak me
That's
the
what
fuck
I
out.
am. Is I'm an avid oversharer.
No, you gotta save that shit like it's a book, you know, because like once you've been holding it in for so long and you finally tell someone like a crazy story, they're like, oh my god, like I never would have like suspected you'd gone through something like that. Like you don't talk about that. I know, because it's crazy shit, and I keep it to myself.
I can't do that though because of my social media presence.
Well, that too. But I'm
For the
talking
record,
about
if you guys are watching, check me out anywhere: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, fucking TikTok, Sniffing Glue 22. But yeah, I can't. It's kind of hard for me to be mysterious and stoic. Like that's my personality in person anyway. But my social media, I'm very open and honest in the most unflattering way. You know.
Right. Well, that's just what it is. Like, since you're putting yourself out there, you're going to have to be able to find someone who's probably going to see all those things. So you're just going to have to accept that. And if people want to take everything they see you doing as a professional and think that's how he is in real life, then they can think that way. And they don't need to know you on that deep level. You know, like I know
That's
a
how
lot
I
of
feel
women,
about it. Like that's not who I am, and
oh, you make,
that's what you see, and that's what you think I am.
yeah,
Then like, whatever.
like,
I'm
I
doing
know
that
you.
for clout, not for attention necessarily. It's like a little bit of a different thing.
I know. That's why when I see like sometimes when people get into like a fight in your comments, they're taking it all so seriously, and I'm laughing because I know you're bullshitting. Like you bullshit hard sometimes. So I'm just like got all these people riled up for no fucking reason. It's the
They get
funniest shit.
so angry. I provoke violence, bro. Like I can incite a riot if I really wanted to.
Bro, I argued with a chick on your Facebook, and she literally went on my Facebook and found the ugliest picture of me she could find and tried to talk shit on me. And I'm just like, bro,
Because you were
is it
defending
that?
me,
And I was
calling you like
that's
a pick
weird.
me and shit. Like
I was like, bro, I would never go as far as to like try to make fun of a picture of you. And notice how she didn't use the good photos of me with the good lighting. Yeah, bitch, because I'm pretty. That's why. That's why. Fuck you.
and then like that kind of like undercuts your argument when you just start calling somebody ugly and you're not even arguing anymore, you're just calling names, you know. And that's the funniest part, is because I make people so angry on social media and the internet in general that they go low after a while. They're so mad that they're willing to go low, and they're not even attacking me anymore. They were attacking you. You weren't even the original like poster. You know what I mean? Like I have figured out how to control emotions of the masses, and it is so much fun.
Yeah, she got so riled up. It was really crazy, honestly. It was hilarious. And I even said something about like, you notice how like you replied 2 seconds after I said something and I took like 2 hours? Because I don't give a shit. Like, like this is not hurting me at all, bro. It was hilarious though.
Well, but the problem is I'm chronically online. So like the minute you comment on my shit, I've already commented back. Like no matter what time of day it is. Like it's a problem. I have a problem.
Bro, I'll ignore my shit so hard. When I go online, I don't check the
You
notifications.
don't even answer your text messages.
Cause I don't fuck with y'all. How about that? Like I tried and I didn't like it. Ugh. Not you personally, but like everyone else, they kind of get on my nerves.
You don't answer my text messages, is what I'm saying though.
Cause half the time it's some bullshit.
Yeah, I'm a bullshitter.
Half the time you're calling me, someone's either almost dead or going to jail. Like I can't.
Okay, but that's the thing is, those are the only calls you ever answer. Okay, when I call you just to bullshit, you don't answer. And then I call you, because this is how you know the difference. Because if I call you to bullshit, I'll call you once. And then I'll say, maybe she'll call me back, which you never do. But if I call you 3 times in a row, it's because it's urgent information I need to get to you, and you do answer those. Once I've called you 3 times back to back to back, you're like, oh, he needs to. And then you're like, oh, every time you call me, no, every time you answer. Every time you answer.
Okay, but do
I had
you
to start a
remember?
podcast with you to get a consistent conversation with you.
Everybody needs it. Everybody needs a few years to fucking get away from it because when you left, when you moved out, and when you moved to Ohio with Bridget, you was gone for like 2-3 years. We didn't really talk to you. I mean, we didn't really talk because I was a kid.
Yeah, I
but
was off making a baby.
that's what I'm saying. So like you went off and did your shit for a few years. Everyone else needs to go off and do their shit. We need to disperse, goddammit, because all of us together freaks me out. Okay.
I had my whole face in an Irish girl's butthole. Like
God.
I was distracted.
Yo, all of us in one room. Ooh.
We need to do
God
it.
luck.
Will you?
God
Okay,
luck.
so I'm starting something. It's in the very basic conversation at the moment, but I want to do an online roast for my birthday.
Oh.
Would you be a part of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
You gotta write real jokes. You can't just wing it. You gotta write jokes. You gotta start writing now.
I'm gonna do it. When did you plan to do this?
My birthday, April 21st.
Yeah, this is like a month. I can do it.
Could do it 30 days or so, give or take.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Oh yeah. I could do it.
There we go.
You got so
We'll
many
make an
things I
event
could
out of
roast.
it.
Like, I mean,
Huh?
there's so much there. You got so much shit I could roast you about. Like, I got so much material, bro.
I know. I got Dino wants to be a part of it. A couple of Dino's people. But I feel like I do need some family involved because y'all could get the deep stuff, the deep cuts. So y'all know the whole stories, the whole of the stories. You know, they know what I tell them.
I'm gonna call Grayson to like help me with the rhymes because I gotta say I can't rhyme real
Grayson's right
good.
here.
I can't rhyme real good, but I can write some funny
What?
shit.
You don't gotta rhyme. You don't
You
need to
gotta
rhyme.
Oh, most
It's
roasts.
a roast.
Okay,
It's a joke.
sometimes I see people. I don't know why I was thinking people sing it. Oh, okay. I thought people sing the roast. I don't know, but it's just
No, a
making
roast is
jokes.
where you make fun of somebody to their
Oh,
face.
okay.
Look, don't do it.
Have you ever? Yeah, you. That's weird. Have you ever watched the Comedy Central roasts?
I don't think so.
You need to watch like the roast of like Justin Bieber specifically because that's like your time period. There's like a
Okay.
roast of Donald Trump, roast of Charlie Sheen,
Oh, you know what I was
roast,
thinking?
roast of Rob
I
Lowe,
was
Bruce Willis.
thinking of that TV show where it was like a rap battle and they would like make jokes and like rap at them. What is that one I'm thinking of with all the celebrities on it all the time and they're like making
I don't
jokes
know.
at each other? They're like rapping it.
Yeah, we're
I was
doing a
thinking it was
roast.
a rap battle, but it was like that. Oh, okay, I can do that.
I mean, don't to be for the record. Just so you know, you will be roasted too. If you participate, you will get also roasted.
no.
I'm
Wait,
I'm the main joke. I'm gonna get the worst of it because it's of me, the roast of Cole Clayton. But everybody's on limits or in bounds.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll do it.
That's why. Now nobody
I'm
knows you like that
okay.
except for me.
I've been trying to contact you with
But
that.
that's
But-
what I'm saying. Like, what are you gonna really roast me about? I had a lot of brothers. I was roasted every day. Okay, so
Exactly, you'll
I
be
mean,
fine.
I've been through it. I could do it.
Game of do it.
This is your chance. There's no recourse.
You got. So you got. I'll give it. I'm gonna put out a list of who's all gonna be a part of it. That way you can start writing jokes about them too.
Okay.
But yeah. So far, you and Kyle and her. We need at least one, maybe two more.
I mean, we'll figure it out.
Cool.
We'll definitely roast your ass.
Sure.
It's not like there's no material.
Right.
It's- Yeah, hey, just so your sister knows, I came here. I had a shower. The towel. He's like, "Here's my towels." I got the one towel that I'm like, I could rip in half because it's already got a hole in it. I'm like, "What? Throw it out. Get a new towel." What? God damn! It's horrible.
Don't be hating on my towel.
I'm not hating on your. It's a nice towel, except half of it is like rubbed raw and almost see through.
You still living that ghetto life, Clay?
No, I don't believe in buying stuff if you don't need stuff.
Me neither, cause I'll fucking second that, bro. I'll fucking go to the Goodwill before you catch me at Walmart. Shit's expensive nowadays. I don't need no name brand
Dollar
shit.
Tree.
I'll
Dollar
shop
Tree.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that expensive shit. The only thing I'm expensive with is weed. That's it. And nicotine.
like a proper person. That's fine.
Gotta have that nicotine though. Gotta have.
I don't think I go there. What I like to do is buy name brand stuff at Goodwill. Pre-owned name brand shit. I don't really buy much expensive. I got like mid grade weed. Pretty cheap. I buy all my cars used. I rent.
Right, exactly.
I don't buy nothing really new, brand new. You know.
Yeah, I'm not trying to spend money at all. Like, and that's
Food.
why.
That
You know,
I'll buy. No, I don't. I don't even buy name brand food either. I'm trying Oreos. I like to buy name brand Oreos. That's about it.
Tell me why. My boyfriend got me some Oreos.
Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a
Because you know what's
mistake.
funny? Because you know what's funny is I really hate that song, and my boyfriend does the same shit that y'all just fucking did, and it's just like it's a man thing. I swear to fucking God, men
It's a
love.
good
What is that?
song.
Backstreet Boys? Is that Backstreet Boys or is that NSYNC?
NSYNC.
Get the
NSYNC.
hell out of here.
It's NSYNC, right? Is it Backstreet Boys? Yeah, it's Backstreet Boys. Yeah. One Backstreet Boys gay. Yeah, that's how I remember.
Probably.
All men. All men
Oh,
love the
wait,
Backstreet
they're
Boys.
all gay.
I don't understand how women wear their main pants because I swear to God, every man I've ever met loves the Backstreet Boys. Like it's weird. It's weird.
Because they sing real shit. That's the man shit, okay? Because we're not allowed to bear our emotions. So when a good song comes out, you know, like Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's come to. We start crying, dude. We go in our room, talk with the old man in Richmond. Oh my God. Whenever we feel it, when somebody else, it's like a thing. When another man feels the same way that another man feels, we're like friends forever. We're like, dude will be like, yeah, it is gay, but like,
Yeah, y'all can share one emotion and just be best friends for life. Like
it's always a slip up. They're like, man,
so
today was hard.
it's
That's
so
it forever. We're
interesting.
friends forever.
It's so interesting because like women can look at you the wrong way, and we're just like, you got something to say, bitch? Like what the fuck?
And
You
y'all
trying
can be
to
friends
fight?
for years, and then all of a sudden y'all ain't friends no more. The dudes have become best friends because we like the same beer. Like,
Bitches will be friends with each other that fucking hate each other. Like they low key can't stand each other. Like why are y'all best friends? Because y'all are mean as fuck to each other. Like, oh my God! You ever met someone who likes to get like violent when they're drunk?
He knows himself.
I don't get violent. Get the fuck out of here.
Grayson? Did Grayson get a violent drunk?
No.
Or just sleepy?
Grayson doesn't really drink a lot.
Our stepdad, or soon to not be stepdad.
Oh, I was gonna say which one? That one. He was I didn't.
The current one. The current
I
one.
didn't live with that one, so I don't know how that turned out.
My baby mama's ex-husband. Not really. I didn't get
Oh,
real
okay.
close to people
Because I've heard stories of like people getting. We had an aunt. We'll call her aunt. We'll call her Aunt something. I don't know, Aunt Janet or some shit.
I don't know what you're
But
talking about.
we got an aunt, and I remember she was telling a story one time about her friend was drinking some Jägermeister or some Bush beer or some brand, like a certain brand is like, oh,
Man drinks, but okay.
she can't drink this certain brand because last time she tried to fight me and I gave her 2 black eyes. And she like showed us the photos. And I was like, so
You're
it's
talking
just
about April, aren't you?
no, I don't think so. I don't
think
think
you're
so.
talking about April.
I didn't want to say the real name, but maybe that's what I'm talking about. But
Talk
I
about
don't
April
know.
Jones.
She showed me the photos and I was just like, wow. And it was just that specific brand of alcohol. She's like, yeah, just that one brand. She can't drink it. She
That's
can't
the big thing. People are like, tequila makes me angry. I'm like, well, then you're just angry. Like,
Right.
I don't know. To me, if you can't handle your liquor, like you're not, I can't fuck with you because I drink a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like so friendly. Like I know it came off as I was mean when we were playing Risk, but that was the game more than the alcohol.
You also tried to touch my wiener, but
That's not true. That's not even
Oh
true.
my God.
So I got drunk and we were playing Risk, and Dino was like, "Calm down, like calm down. You're getting angry." And I'm like, "It's not the alcohol. It's the game. It's the game."
which is fair. It is. It's also it. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, don't feel bad because I feel like all of us, like mom, all of our siblings, we get told like calm down a lot when we seem angry and we're not. Like we're just
not.
we're
We're
just
really
Someone
not.
should
trying to
really
get
tell
our
your mom
point
to calm down. Okay. Like,
we're trying to get our point
Did I
across.
tell you the story for Christmas? No, Super Bowl. So this is for the Super Bowl. Jack was over, okay, and mom, the whole family was over, and me and mom were having a conversation, okay, and you know how me and mom converse, specifically me and mom.
Right.
It's a lot of back and forth, and we're loud, and it's literally just like she says something, I say something, she says something, I say something, and we're just tacking on, you know what I mean? And we're not fighting, we're not. We were actually agreeing with each other. I don't remember what we were talking about, but I know for a fact that we were actually just adding to the conversation. You know, we were agreeing with each other, and we were kind of like lightweight laughing and giggling and stuff. And Jack comes running in the room from his room and is, "Stop fighting! You're scaring me!" We looked at each other and we're not fighting. Like,
Oh my God.
because you know, Jack and his mom are,
They're docile.
yeah, they're soft, man. And I don't mean that in a negative connotation, but kinda I do. Like,
They seem like they would cry with constructive criticism. That's the vibe
oh,
I get.
just being told
Like,
to read.
bro.
You can't like
So-
banter with people. You know
so-
you can't like banter with.
Dude, I had a parent teachers conference this week with Jack's teacher and his like IEP specialist.
How'd
Okay.
that go?
Bro, this is one of those situations where they were delicately trying to tell me that my son is an asshole. Like,
No, not Jack.
everything they said was like facts. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, I can see how that could be a problem for you. Like, I deal with the same thing, and it doesn't bother me, but I'm his dad, and you're trying to teach people, not just him either, other kids while they're around. Like, Jack will be like, "Yo, my balls hurt," like in front of the whole class. Like,
So you're just saying he doesn't have like manners, or he doesn't have like some social awareness to realize
yeah,
that something is
yeah. But he's also kind of being like an attention seeker,
I wonder where he got that from.
and he's being an oversharer.
What do you
You
mean by that?
know, and you know, like he's just. Well, he said, "Yo, my balls hurt."
Yeah.
Like,
So he
he's being-
actually said that.
Yeah.
I thought you were
In
just
front
like
of the
giving
class,
an example.
and the rest of the class is trying, like, because they know how he is. So the rest of the class, from what the teacher's saying, they're like they're trying so hard not to laugh at him because they don't want to bully him. And I told the teacher, I was like, "You can't bully Jack. You can't bully him. Like he don't give a fuck. Like I bully him.
Oh my
He
god.
don't care. Like, because I was worried he was gonna be one of those kids that was gonna get bullied too. So I started bullying him. So he could get tough. But what the problem is he'll clap back. You know what I mean? Like there was one time he pulled a Pokemon card out. It was like, yo, look at my Pokemon card right in the middle of a lecture. Like, "Look, I got a Mewtwo." You know what I mean? And the teacher's like, I need the Pokemon card. And he said, "You're a thief! You're being a thief!" Like, he called her, they had to pull him out of class. I don't know why his mother didn't tell me this story.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, they had to pull him out of class and they had to explain to him, you'll get your card back. But right now is not the time for it. And then he was like, oh, I guess you're right. Okay. And then he went back and apologized to the teacher. Was like, I'm sorry. You're not a thief. Like, call this bitch a thief to her face in front of everybody. Like, wasn't playing. And,
Damn.
like, and the other thing is, like, he's like, when he's supposed to be doing homework, he's drawing, just doodling. You know what I mean? And you know where that comes from. Just
Yeah.
off in the clouds, drawing pictures. And then he's like, and that's the other thing. He'll just, look what I drew, guys. Look what I drew. You know what I mean? Like, he's the exact mix of me and his mom. He's the wrong, all the bad qualities.
Well, you know what? You're just gonna have to try to instill in him like
Oh, yeah, we're changing shit. We're changing. We're the new.
That's
We're
what I'm
working on a new
saying.
routine now because clearly with the way I'm doing is not working. So
right.
we're
Like
gonna,
maybe
the Lazarus Fair shit isn't anymore. We're things are tighter now. You know what I mean? Like we're
That's
going
what I'm
through dad
thinking.
boot camp.
yeah, he
know?
definitely needs to just focus more on like the education aspect of it. Maybe
Right.
we need to like teach him that like school is so you can learn and have opportunities. I know you want to make friends and have fun, but that's not necessarily what school is for. We have fun like at the park or like when we're at home or when we're going to the movies.
Right.
But
And that's
school is,
another
like,
thing he was doing was like the teacher's like, okay, well we're gonna do this right now, and he's like, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't.
you
She's
know what
like,
it
but
sounds like?
it's time for right now. He's like, I don't care. I don't want to.
You know what it sounds like?
Which is a little bit me as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it sounds like only child syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you
That's
can't.
why I told the teacher, I was like, the problem is he's the only kid. You know what I mean? He's not being like beat up by his
None of
brother or
us-
something.
none
And
of
she's
us
like, oh my God,
actually
you can't say that. I was like, but it's true. Like,
That's really what it is, because when you have a bunch of kids, it's like you have attention from everybody. You don't just get it from your parents, you get it from your siblings, and you get it from, just everybody being in the fucking house all the time. Everyone's talking, and you get a lot of attention. But I can imagine
well, there are
him
also
being
times where you don't always get what you want when you have siblings. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
they're getting what they
all
want
the
right
time,
now. That
all the
sucks
time,
to what you
handing
get.
down,
You know,
and you're sharing.
when she kind of gets
and-
what he wants within reason. You know.
Bro, we used to share one Sonic drink between us kids. And Grayson, I remember you, Grayson, would always wipe the straw. Oh, so you're better than us? We got the same mom
Or
and dad. Don't forget.
Kellen would spit in it basically, so that he wouldn't have to share.
Stop. We one Route 44 cherry limeade was split between the kids. And once Clay got old enough, Clay would get his own. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. So we always had to share.
was the favorite,
hand me down. And I guess Jack's not used to that. I bet you Jack can get his own drink at McDonald's.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
He gets his own Happy Meal.
That's what I'm saying.
We didn't get Happy Meals.
We had to scrounge.
We all got McDoubles.
No, we didn't. We all got the shit from the dollar menu. It was a hot.
That's what I said. We all got McDoubles from the dollar.
Yeah,
menu.
we're fucking. Yeah, that was it.
We had to split a drink, but no. The funniest part was after my parent teacher conference, because it was just me. His mom wasn't there. Because I scheduled one specifically for me, to have, because baby mama on some bullshit trying to not have me involved, so I have to make it happen. Because I had this whole situation with the teacher is like, look, I'm not getting any information from you guys. So if anything's going on, I don't know. And they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I thought you were being shared with from her. And I was like, no, I'm absolutely not getting any information. So now I actually have like a working relationship with his teachers and everything now. Like they have my
Nice.
email, they're messaging me, they're getting a hold of me pretty regularly. They're sending me paperwork and they sent me a report card. But for the past year and a half, I haven't. I've been trying to like figure out how to get a hold of in touch with people. I finally got in touch with people. You know what I mean? So anyway, during child exchange, when I was dropping Jack off, which I'll never get used to saying because it's kind of gross. Drop Jack off. You know. I don't like that. I didn't want to make his name that because of the off at the end. But anyway, I was dropping him off, and I was like, I had to pull her aside and be like, look, so these are the problems we're going through, okay? These, and but evidently she don't give a fuck. I swear to God, you know, like I'm not trying to talk shit on her online, but at the same time, she don't give a fuck, you know. And she's like, she's got the school is my free daycare vibe, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so Jack is kind of becoming attention seeking and oversharing and kind of class clownish, and that comes from me, and I know. And the whole time I'm like kind of like saying I need to work on this because that's something I do, you know, so I need to work on that with him and show him how to hone that. And the whole time she's like, right? And then I'm like, however, he's also a bit in the clouds at times and he'll doodle in class. And that comes from you. And as soon as I started like critiquing things that she does, it was you could ask Dino, did she not?
Oh yeah.
She was like nodding yes when it was me, and then when I started talking about her,
False. I'm perfect.
She's
Bro.
literally,
How
first
dare
of all, she's literally the artistic one. You're not the one
wow.
who's around
Okay, it
drawing.
depends on your definition of art, but
Like if you're doing actual art when it comes to like drawing and like painting and stuff, that's clearly her. Okay. And when it comes to like being off in your she was always distracted. So that clearly comes from her. Like take a little accountability for things. But that, I mean, that's pretty funny. But I mean, it's funny.
she's 31 years old, bro, and she don't take no accountability. It drives me insane.
Well, you know what? Some of them are built like that, and you just, were
Like
dealt
a
a
circle?
hand. You were just dealt a bad hand, man. You can only do what you can do. So I think you're doing the right thing, taking a hands-on approach to what you can do, and anything else that's not being worked on can be taken up with her. Because now the teachers know that you're actively trying to change this behavior.
Well, the problem is she coddles him too. She thinks everything. Oh, everything's gonna be okay. Blah 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 blah. And that's just not conducive to a young boy's mental health.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I went through the same thing. I thought I was hot shit because mom told me I could do anything with my life. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
can do whatever you want in life, but it's not gonna be easy. And you need to know that you're gonna get beat down. You're gonna get beat down trying to do anything. The higher you go, the more likely you are to hit a roof. You know what I mean? And you got to figure out how to get through the roof.
Yeah.
Like and like she needs to know that too. Like she can't be coddling all the time. Sometimes when he falls
Right.
down, you gotta be like, get yourself up.
Yeah.
Like
just
that's how
brush
you.
yourself up.
I don't know how you parent a girl. I would have no idea. So, but if a woman of the mother, so it's like this is how you talk to girls. This is this is how you parent a girl. I would listen, but nobody wants to listen when a man's like, that's not how you teach boys. Nobody wants to listen to men anymore,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we're right. Like that's the thing. That's what drives me crazy about feminism. Is like, well, we're equal now, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but hear me out. We've been at the top the whole time, so let me show you a few things. Nope. No, I'm honestly trying to help. I'm trying to help you stay at the top and be at the top. I want you to be my equal. I do. Nope. That's mansplaining.
Well,
Okay.
I think Jack will be okay. And honestly, like in this day and age, in this economy, he needs a degree. Okay, he needs to graduate high school and he needs to go to college
I don't think he
because
needs to go to college. I think he needs to learn a trade.
I disagree. And I don't have a kid, but I disagree because the way things are looking, he's gonna need something to back him up.
You need to
in
trade. You need to learn a trade, something that you
Well,
can
you can learn to trade
fall back
and
on.
you can go to college because I promise you, a 4-year degree, he's gonna have so many opportunities compared,
That's not true.
especially
Who do you know that goes to college and gets a job right out of college?
Waffle House. To
And
be
now, is a
manager.
job, now, do you need to go and get a job at Waffle? Is that a job that
Well,
you
no,
get a
but if
college
you
at, or
go,
do you
if,
just go to Waffle House and say, "Hey, can I fill out your paper application?" You don't need to
well,
go to
no,
college.
but to actually get money at Waffle House, you have to be like a manager. And to be a manager, you have to have a 4-year degree. So what does
Okay,
that
but
tell
if
you?
I get a 4-year degree and all I can do is be manager at Waffle House, I'm not applying to Waffle House.
That's what I'm
I'm,
saying. What
I'm,
I'm
I'm.
saying is that huh, what I'm saying is that
There's no way you're paying your fucking school loans off working at Waffle House. But
well,
get the
first of
fuck
all,
out of here
first of
with
all,
your
there is.
fucking weird
But what
fucking.
I'm saying is that even a place as low as Waffle House, like as low as food industry, are requiring degrees to be a manager there. Imagine what other places are requiring degrees. You see what I'm getting at? Is like if you want to be anywhere, if you want to build anything, if you want to be like go into management, go into business, you have to have certain opportunities and certain education to apply
I
yourself.
disagree. I disagree.
We're gonna have to disagree. But I
Fine. You can go
think
get a bank
Jackson
job
Duke.
with a diploma.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely
That's just
people out
Waffle
there
House
who can.
being weird, bro. That's all
There's
that is.
definitely people out there who
I
can do things
I
without
I can go
having.
get a management job right now. You know why? Because of management experience. I don't have any college. I went to college. I did not graduate. I dropped out.
Right,
I
right.
can
I
just go get a
understand that.
management job. You know, how I got a management job by becoming a manager.
I
Waffle House is on
think.
some bullshit.
I think, especially with the nicer area that you live in and the nicer education system that you have, I
I
think
don't
it
have the
would
nicer
be.
education. I went to. I graduated high school in Texas.
I meant where you live for Jack's education is that I think he's going to get a very good education just being up north in Ohio compared to what we had down here in the South. Because I can promise you, when I went from being in high school in Ohio to being in high school in the South, they low key treated us like we were prisoners already.
Yeah.
I felt like we felt in trouble going into the school immediately. Like it just the vibe was different in there, and even down to like the different freedoms. Like up in Ohio, they didn't care if you had multicolored hair or like piercings and tattoos. Most public schools allowed it. Down here, they had dress codes. Okay, and they had you
Well,
can't have
that's the
multicolored hair.
whole.
You can't have any
You
of
know what
that.
that is? You know what that is down south? Like up here, up north, kids are treated like future adults. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We're like, you're not an adult yet. You can't make your own decisions, and you're just not developed enough. And you don't know enough. But I understand, and your feelings are valid. But down south, it's respect thy elder.
Oh, cool.
You read the Bible, right? Of course you did. I made you go to Sunday school. It's respect your mother and respect your father.
straight up.
You're nothing until you're an adult.
There was
And then when
one
you're an adult, you get married and have children.
There was
Like,
one time I was in Mississippi. I went to high school in Mississippi, right? And I had a compact, like a mirror compact for makeup in my pocket, right? And I had tight pants on, obviously, so you could kind of see the outline in my pocket. And the teacher literally asked me in the hallway, she was like, "Is that a can of dip in your pocket?"
no, I'm a girl. Like,
What? And like I pulled it out. I was like, "It's a mirror compact." And she's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong
and
with
even
y'all?"
if it was, it's none of your business. It's in my
First of
pocket.
all, do I look
I'm
like
not.
I did? Do I look like I did?
As far
First
as
of all,
I'm concerned, the problem. There's the thing. Jack. That's another thing Jack's doing at school is like he keeps taking his wallet out of his pants and showing everybody's wallet. He's like, look at my wallet.
you're
It's
gonna
got
get robbed.
20. Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's got $21 bills in it. Like,
You're
because
gonna get robbed.
he's got an allowance, right? And I keep telling him like, you don't see any adult just showing people their wallet.
I do
Do you?
because I'm bigger than everyone.
You don't see adults showing their wallet to people, right? Just, hey, look at my wallet. Look how much money I got in it. You know, you don't do that because you're gonna get robbed. And second off, they keep taking his wallet and giving it back to him in the end of the day, and he keeps coming to me and complaining about it.
Then you have to
And they
keep the
keep saying,
wallet at
"Oh,
home.
Dad, I'm not allowed to bring my wallet to school. They keep telling me that. And I'm like, well, they wouldn't fucking know that you had a wallet if you weren't busting it out.
That's the
for
other
you to
part.
bust out at lunch if you want a fucking snack or something. Stop fucking like that's a grown man keeps his wallet in his pocket and only
That is-
busts it out when he needs it.
That is
You know,
very
like-
attention seeking. That's very attention seeking. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that.
You're not used to it.
No, because I didn't act like that when I was really young. I was just very timid. You know, I was trying not to like, you know, because there was enough going on with us already. I wasn't trying to attract no attention. There was already enough on us.
He thinks he's hot shit,
Yeah.
and he doesn't get that he's not. You know what I mean? Like, because
He
here's
could
the
be.
thing, he can't read, dude. He's in second grade. And he can't read. Okay, and I'm not trying to pick on him, but he's falling behind in his reading, and so that's part of the thing at the parent-teacher conference. They were like, we have concerns because he's doing very well in everything else, but the problem is he's having mad problems with reading, and that's gonna hold him back in every other class at some point. You
You
know,
don't have the captions on at home?
I do, but he don't watch TV.
Damn, because I really learned how to read off like captions, like big words.
I agree.
Dead
But,
ass learned to read off
the thing is like I'm like, okay, so we're not playing video games or watching YouTube anymore during the week until you bring that grade up. All right. And at first he was like upset. He was like, I can't do whatever the fuck I want. You know, like those are my words, not his. But and then it went from, oh, I'm gonna become the best reader. I'm gonna be the best reader in the world. Yeah. Dino was there when he said, he's like, I'm gonna become the best reader in the world, man. Like,
Good
he
for
thinks he's
him.
hot shit, dude. Like,
Good for him. Honestly, like capitalize
oh,
off
not
of
good
that.
for
Because
him.
if
He
he can
don't have no fucking gauge of realism. Like,
But if he
that's
can
that
put his
in the
mind
cloud
to it,
shit.
but watch him become the best reader, bro, because he said it. So like if he can do the things he puts his mind to, ain't no stopping him. He could do it.
He was legit like, I'm gonna become the GOAT. Like,
Well, let him. That's how you got to raise them like young. Be like, you can do anything that you put your fucking mind to. You
see,
just
that's
gotta
that
do
shit
it.
I just said. That's some girl shit. No. You gotta, I told him, I was like, maybe you will, but let's get there first. You know? Let's get there first.
You gotta
You
do
can do
this
whatever
shit.
you want. You can do whatever you, and then life fucking hits you in the face, and then you're like,
If it's wiener.
oh, what do you mean I can do whatever I want? You can do whatever you want. It's gonna be hard though. You know, you gotta do the work. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
And
all it
really, you
is.
should be telling girls that too, if I'm honest. They're the ones that want to be fucking equal.
Oh my god.
I don't
remember
understand. I don't understand feminism. If somebody was like, you have to stay home and play with the kids and cook dinner and keep the house clean. I'd be like,
do you
I don't have to
remember?
work.
Do you remember
Yeah,
what mom
sure.
used to tell me? You remember
What?
what mom used to tell me? You
What's up?
remember? She would say, "Just marry a rich man." Marry a rich
You can
man.
love a rich man just as well as you can love a poor man.
When I tell you, she tried to instill that shit in me from the time I was a child. It didn't work, FYI, because I'm not married to a rich man. But
Yeah,
we'd be
you're
watching.
married to an old man.
We'd be watching like Titanic, right? And mind you, in Titanic, the dude that Rose was destined to be with, like betrothed to be with, was like
Jack?
mean. No, not Jack. The one that she was supposed to marry, the rich
Oh,
one.
the other guy.
He was
Yeah,
like
Billy
beating
Zane.
on her. He was like roughing her up a little bit and like showing signs of aggression. And you know, she was in love with Jack. First time I watched it, my mom was like, "That's bullshit. You can love a rich man just as much as you can love a poor man." I'm like, "What the fuck?" She's like, she threw her life away for that poor dude. I'm like, "Oh my god." Oh my god. She really thought I was gonna grow up and marry a rich dude and like a rich old guy who would like die and leave me his wealth.
I mean, she didn't end up with Jack either, though. To be fair.
I mean, sorry I didn't measure up. God. She thought I was gonna marry the rich guy, make all the millions, and she'd be set up.
A lot of women have that opinion, though, that like the only dudes they should be with is a rich man, and it's like,
No, you know why? You know what you have to do to get millions of dollars from an old man? You have to have sex with an old man.
yeah,
I'm not gonna do that. I'm like a grumpy
You
old guy.
are
Like
right
a
now. What are you
fucking,
talking about?
Yeah, your boyfriend's 35.
Like
I'm not married.
97.
like you know, like
That's
50,
an old
60,
man.
70, 80. Like that's old. Like I'm not doing that. I'm talking about like an
Like
old
your boyfriend
man.
ain't flabby.
Like that's disgusting.
He's
First of
starting
all,
to get gray.
that's disgusting. But anyway,
You
and like an
know
elderly
he's
man,
about to start taking Viagra, right?
I would never fuck an elderly man.
He's gonna
Ever.
be using some Blue Chew here very soon.
Shut up! Don't talk about my boyfriend like that. That's
He's
rude.
got the. He's already at the age where he has that analog dick. You don't have the digital shit no more.
Bro, he's like 6 years older than you.
Yeah, I'm starting to get analog dick.
You're disgusting. Why are we talking about this? Anyway,
I gotta wind it up, man.
aren't you turning 30? But
Yeah, I'm turning 30 on April. That's why I want to do a roast.
that's what I'm saying. He's only like 5 years older than you. You're calling him old. He's 5 years older than you.
Old.
Like that's not old. But that's
It
why
is, Liberty. It is.
that's why I couldn't be a sugar baby. Is what I was getting at. I couldn't be a sugar baby. I couldn't marry an old man because you have to fuck an elderly man, and I'm not gonna do that. That's disgusting. Gross.
How do you feel about Leonardo DiCaprio with all them young bitches?
He can
Because
say
everybody,
whatever
that
he
seems to be controversial right now.
if they're 18 years old, if the government says they're an adult, I don't give a shit. Date
That's
who you
how I
want.
feel. I'm
Consent.
like, but I'm a man,
You're
so of course I would
18.
say that.
If he's got a preference, if he's got a type, oh well, he's worth millions. He can do
Well,
what he
yeah,
wants.
he's not like taking advantage of these women by no means. Like they're taking advantage of him just the same way he is.
Definitely.
He wants a youthful girlfriend, and they want a guy who has money. And then when they hit a certain age, I feel like they're all like, well, he leaves them when they're 25. I don't think that's what it is. I think when they hit 25, they're like, well, when are we gonna get married? He's like, I don't want to get married. And they're like, well, I have to leave now. He's like, okay, thank you next.
Yeah, that's probably what that is. Like
They're
I don't
leaving him. I feel like.
I don't think it's no shit where it's like some type of contract he's got where like, oh, once you to the day you turn 25, we're breaking up. It's nothing weird like that. It's probably just what you said. They want to take it to the next level and he doesn't. And like that's his right. He's a
Right.
grown man. He's a grown man. If he doesn't
That's the
want
thing.
love,
That's the thing. It's the same thing. I'm sure you feel the same way, but like people feel like you're obligated to marry them. You know what I mean? And people feel like you're obligated to marry your significant other. Like people are like, why aren't you married? Why do I gotta get married? Fucking what? 80% of marriages end in divorce.
You know, sounds sad right now.
And yeah, and then like those are the ones that end in divorce. What about the 20%? Look at that 20%. How many of them end in murder? You know what I mean?
shit.
Only the good ones. The good ones end in murder, bro.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my
And then
God.
think of the ones that end in a death, but it was a murder, and he or she got away with it. Like there's a
Yeah.
very minute amount of people that are staying together. You
Yep.
know?
Yep. And I think, they're very obsessed with marriage down here in the South. It's really weird. Like people are like all the time. Some
I'm
guy
in the
tried to
Midwest.
tell me,
It's a problem here too, but it's not as bad as the South.
some guy tried to tell me like, oh, a man knows within 6 months of knowing you whether or not he's gonna marry you.
No, he
That's
doesn't.
bullshit. That's bullshit because people grow up and they change. Like that's unrealistic. You can't expect that the person you met that you know for 6 months is gonna be the same person 40 fucking years from now. That's
I
not
was
life.
with my baby mama for 7 years until I found out some shit about her. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so therefore, I saw her true colors. So I'm of the opinion you could be with somebody for 10 years before, and that's probably smart. You know, before you decide to marry him. Gene Simmons didn't marry his current wife. He was with her for 30 years before they got married.
And
Shannon
and you
Tweedy.
Yeah,
and you
Shannon
want to
Tweedy.
know
For all
something?
of us, bro. Not just
So
Gene Simmons.
I had
She's
done
pretty
some
crazy.
research. I had done some research on marriage recently. You remember I texted you randomly out of the blue one day talking about marriage in the Bible. And I said everybody thinks that marriage is like involves God, right? It's between a man, a woman, and a God, whatever. That's what you hear a lot down here. But first of all, I don't think Adam and Eve were married. They didn't have a marriage certificate. So then I got to wondering, so does the Bible mention marriage? And if it's marriage, is it a ceremony? Is it sealed with a paper? And then that's when I divulged into when it became a legal scenario instead of just like a spiritual ceremony. And if you go back and find out the real reason for marriage, it comes from way back in the day when we were all living in tribes, like real back in the day. And normally tribes would just, have children amongst all of the tribes, and the males didn't really care if it was their child because they were all family, right?
Right.
But then it became a sense that, well, I don't know if that's my child because, you're having sex with other men. And it really became about when property became a big deal. When owning property became a big deal, marriage became a big deal too, because once you had property, you needed someone to give the property to years later on. So marriage didn't become a big deal until we became civilized human beings and came away from the tribes and started owning land and owning, this is mine. This is mine. This is my child. This is my wife. You can't have sex with her because I married her. This is my baby. That's where it came from. That's what marriage really is. And everyone thinks it's something spiritual between them and God, when really it's about property rights.
Okay, but take it from somebody who's had a baby with a cheater.
Neither of you get married. You don't get an opinion, a bunch of losers.
Okay,
Nobody loves you.
Yes, I do. I get an opinion because I didn't marry. You don't get an opinion because you are married.
That's right. Twice.
I'm the smart one. The way I look at it is, I don't vote, so I'm not causing the problem.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to know.
You guys are voting, and we have all these problems.
I just wanted to know the legality and the spiritual aspects of it, because marriage didn't become a legal thing until the 1800s. No, more like the 1600s when I was researching it. The 16 to the 1800s is really the law got involved with it, and you had to stamp it and put it on a certificate.
Well, you had dowries and changes of ownership of properties and finances and stuff like that, and patriarchies and stuff like that.
This was also before they had DNA testing to prove that a child was your baby. So back in the day, they didn't really have that evidence. So when they had the marriage, it was okay, well, you told God you were not going to have sex with anybody else, so now I can trust that this baby is mine. It carries my name. It has my bloodline, and da 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 da. And all that.
I don't really want to have a kid with somebody who I'm not going to be with through the life of the kid's childhood. You know what I mean? I know I ended up that way, but that was never my decision. It was never once my decision. I have been open and honest that I wanted an abortion, and I did not get it. I'm still here for him, and he's still my son, and I love him very dearly. But I also didn't want to break up with his mother, even though we were having problems. I never wanted to break up. Even when I found out she was cheating, I still was like, we can get over this. But she was like, no, I don't love you anymore. We can't be together anymore. And then she tried to run my name through the state court and everything and try to say that I wasn't this and I wasn't that and I was this and I was that. So it damaged the relationship beyond me ever wanting to repair it.
Right.
But I can't imagine a world where I would want to have a child with somebody that I didn't want to be with.
Right.
So I kind of can't sympathize with your opinion of it. I don't want any more children, mind you, which is why I'm not interested in getting married. But I don't ever want to have a kid with somebody I wouldn't marry.
Right. And that's understandable. And that's kind of how I feel too, which is also why, when people ask the question, oh, do you know if you want to are you ever going to have kids? I'm too young for people to be asking me that question, first of all. But second of all,
you're really not, because that's the age that most people in the world who have ever been married ever got married. Women your age have been married 3 or 4 or 5 years now. And most women, and already had kids, multiple, probably 2 to 3 kids already by now. You are an old woman, based off of how the way marriage happens. It's only now where we're like, oh, I got time. Let me go suck a bunch of dicks and go to spring break or whatever. And then I'll think about the guy who's been there for me.
Well, yeah, that's what life is all about. You only live once.
What the hell?
She's not right.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was kind of getting at with when the guy, it was the hypocrisy is what really gets me, because the customer who was having an issue with me laughing at this girl's adultery, I don't care. It's not something I would do, but she was telling a funny joke about it. I thought it was hilarious. He mentioned that this is his second marriage. The Bible doesn't recognize divorce. So you're sitting here having an opinion about her adultery, but you have been married. This is your second marriage. I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
It's like,
you
how
know.
could you be hypocritical about it when you said till death do you part and you're both alive?
Hey,
So
How often does your sister go to church?
How often do you go to church?
never.
Then what the fuck are you talking about? You
What are you talking about? I'm talking about marriage. What are you talking? I'm talking about marriage.
She's
What are you
looking
talking
at it
about?
from your perspective as a married person. You take vows.
But she's holding people accountable for something she doesn't even adhere to. So
But
No,
that's
I'm
our
not
point.
holding them
Like,
accountable.
she
I'm
doesn't
talking about his
believe in
hypocrisy.
it, which is why she doesn't go with it. But she's
But
speaking.
he
She's
does
trying to
believe it.
understand it from your point of view as somebody who's held vows.
the Bible does actually give 3 reasons for divorce. Actually, there are 3 reasons for the annulment of a marriage. One is adultery. That is
Mhm.
ground. Second is willful non-support. So willful non-support is I don't buy you shoes so you can't leave the house. Right? And the
Right.
third is not allowing the other person to serve God. That's and those are grounds for divorce. That is
Wasn't consummation the whole
Right,
thing?
right. But
you
definitely
have
not
to
the
consummate
point
or
I
it's
was
not a
making.
valid marriage until you consummate it.
The point I was making was that the man who was judging me for having a laugh at this woman's adultery when I'm not a churchgoer, I'm not
Yeah.
real big on that. But he wanted to be mad at me for having a laugh. But you believe
That's
in
because
what
his
you
wife
believe
probably fucks
in.
around on him. That's why.
Right, like you believe in what you believe in, but you want to judge me. You're on your second marriage. So like no sin is greater than the other here, first of all. She's an adulterer and you've been married more than once. So like
I mean,
what's the big
she's
deal?
also a woman, so that's pretty bad as well. Just sorry, I couldn't resist that. It was just
Not really. I thought it was just funny. Like it was just funny. And like it's not my hypocrisy, it's his own hypocrisy because I don't believe in the Bible. So those rules don't apply to me, they apply to him. So why do you care what I got going on and what I'm laughing at when I don't give a fuck? Those rules don't apply to me.
I understand your point, but technically, in the eyes of a Christian, the rules apply to everybody. They do.
Not to me.
They do.
You know why? You know why?
If
a liberated woman.
if I am a Christian, the way it's taught is that the rules apply to me, but they also apply to you, which is why Christians are always telling you how things are. Which is why I can't stand them. I'm like, somebody needs to take that out the Bible. Somebody needs to go with white out, right up in that bitch, and just strike it from the fucking record. This is not my problem.
But
You
know
read
what
a
the
book
Bible-
when you were 8, and your parents made you read it.
But you know what the Bible also says? The Bible says thou shalt not judge. And that's what I try to do. Like I'm over here laughing about a situation and he's over there getting getting upset.
But
But
you
like
are judging when you laugh. You're
these
making a
rules don't
different
apply to me.
judgment.
These rules don't apply to me because I'm not a Christian.
Technically,
That's what I'm saying.
it
Like,
doesn't
these
say
rules
you
not
can't judge.
mine. I'm
It
using
doesn't
their
say
rules
you
against them.
It says if you judge, be ready to be judged as well by the same hand.
You read a different Bible than I did.
Yeah, mine was in English.
Mine was Southern Baptist.
It is judge not, lest ye be
It
judged.
says judge.
So basically what I just said, but a
All the-
longer version.
That's the
Judge
only
not,
part
lest
they
ye
read.
be
Is
judged.
all it says is judge.
But all I'm getting at is that I use their rules against them because it doesn't apply to me. And it ends the argument. I try not to bring
You know
I
that
try
most
to
of the
bring
legal
out
system is based on biblical.
I know it's a
Just
problem.
so-
State,
Kind of applies to everyone.
church and state, man. Church and state.
these are also things that I don't actually talk about while I'm at work because I'm in the South. I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about the Bible, and I don't talk about like gender or anything related to like sexual orientation. In fact, when I was having this conversation with a coworker,
Yeah, but you're a fucking
He was
you're a
listening
liberal
to the
feminist. Of course you wouldn't talk about it. You'll be like ganged up on.
I know. That's why I just keep my mouth shut. That's why I don't really talk about it.
You're a Joe Biden supporter right off rip. Like
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
you voted for him.
I had to.
I had to.
I had no
You
choice.
did. You could have not voted. You could have voted for the other guy. You could have voted
Tell me why
independent. You could have voted Green Party. Could have voted Tea Party. Could have voted Libertarian.
Tell me why after I voted, there was like a jury summons for me in the mail not 2 weeks later. I'm like,
You
what
learned
the
your lesson,
fuck?
right? You learned your
Yeah.
lesson.
I'm not doing that shit again. Didn't even get my fucking sticker the first time. Fuck this shit. I'm not doing this shit again. That's bullshit. But see, this is exactly why I don't bring up any of this shit in the workplace because
What do you think?
everyone,
Have you looked up RFK yet?
not really.
You need to look him up before it's time to
Oh my
vote, so you can
God.
vote for him.
I know, but
Because if
it's
you look him up, you're gonna be like, I'm voting for this motherfucker.
Clay, I don't know if I'm voting again this year, man, because I'm telling you, like it's
You
rigged.
will if you look up RFK.
It's rigged.
Will, he's gonna save us. He's our Jesus.
If you think for one second that our vote is
Bro,
really worth
Liberty,
choosing the
go
man
to
at
his
top,
TikTok. Go to his TikTok page. The first thing you'll see is him doing push-ups. What president we got that can do push-ups?
I mean, you're right.
He's 70 years old and he's shredded. He's a fucking Kennedy. He's building them pecs so it can take a bullet.
Did you see that our birth rates in America have gone down a lot?
No shit. Nobody wants to have kids anymore with these
They,
fucking hoes.
when they held a meeting,
Dudes aren't hit. The thing is dudes aren't the dudes are going celibate. They're not approaching women anymore. Because women are just using kids as like a fucking paycheck now.
I
to
really
get
think
child
it's the
support.
opposite. I think women are definitely not having kids as much. I think that's what it is.
No, it's because it's legitimately because men are not approaching women. There's a lot of reasons because it's child support's gotten out of hand. Fucking no matter what men say or do, it could go the wrong way because of the whole Me Too movement. And don't get me wrong, I do think that the Me Too movement was a good thing in its infancy, but then it became, well, if I don't find him attractive, he's a creep. Well, how do I know if you find me attractive?
First of
How do
all,
I know? Huh?
I'm trying not to engage because I'm trying not to. Are you trying to get me into a feminist debate with you right now, bro? Because I will go so hard with you. I will go so. Don't pull it out of me because I
Okay,
promise
but you can go hard with me, but I don't.
promise you.
The thing
I
is,
promise you.
hold on.
Okay.
You can go so hard all you want, but the difference between you and me is you believe what you believe, and I don't listen to women, so you're just gonna get mad.
Okay, so
and I'm gonna laugh at you.
That goes to show right there the generalization of women, the fact that you don't believe in women. Quit bullshit right now because I know you're throwing that out there to stir me up. Fuck off. Anyway,
you're a female, so nothing you say is valid to me because I'm a misogynist. So,
and nothing you say is valid.
That's fine, but I don't care what you
You're a
think.
woman hater. Because you're a woman hater. That's the difference.
But I don't care what you think.
First of all, I don't like labels, so I'm not a feminist. Everyone wants to call me a feminist, but the moment you start talking about women's rights, it's she's a feminist. No, I just can't talk about women's like I'm a woman, okay? Like not my bad. I have to go buy bras and fucking advise for my rights.
But I believe in equality, not domination. Okay?
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so tell me why. Tell me why, if you think that it's just men not approaching women, that the reason our birth rate has gone down, why are women so mad at the fact that abortions are being banned in the South? Why are women so mad that Plan B is being taken away? Clearly, women don't want to have kids as much as you think. Women are actively trying not to have kids.
I'm pro-abortion.
I'm not pro anything. I'm pro mind your business.
I'm pro contraceptives. I'm pro Plan B. I'm pro all of that.
Privacy. Like if you want to buy a Plan B, if you want to get an abortion, that's your business. Like that has nothing to do with me. I'm not.
I'm 100% for that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If it's a woman's choice to keep or get rid of the baby, then it should be the man's choice to stay or go.
Why?
You should not be. If you decide you want to have the baby, I should be like, well, I don't want to have anything to do with it, and then that waives my rights from ever being child supported.
Why?
It's not my responsibility. If you're allowed to say no, I don't want to have the baby, even if I do as the man, then I should be like, well, I don't want to have the baby. If you do, which means that mind you, I shouldn't be able to be like, well, how's he doing? That should be no contact. At that point, you should get like a restraining order if you is weird about it. But I honestly believe that if you can say, I don't want to have this baby, even if I want to, then I should be able to say, well, I don't want to be a father. And then that means I'm absolved of paying child support of any kind. Because I'm also of the opinion that I am a father and I pay child support, even though my baby mom makes more than me and she owns a house and I pay rent in an apartment. And I have 50-50 custody, but I still pay child support. And the reason why I think that's bullshit for other than the reasons I just named is the fact that I'm of the opinion that if you cannot financially support your child in your home, you should not have custody of your child. Because that is an important that's an important part of parenting is being able to take care of your child financially. So I shouldn't have to pay for you, especially if I have split custody. But regardless, if you as a mother can't take care of your child, then he should be with the father or
Well,
somebody else.
You want to know something? If birth control companies would promote and create birth control for men instead of just women, you wouldn't be having as many of these problems. You know why? Because men can impregnate as many women as they want in a year, but women can only have one baby in a span of 9 months.
So, okay, so there's this thing, okay, and it's called capitalism. Have you heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the problem with male birth control is they have come out with male birth controls, and this is gonna piss you off right when I say it, but I'm gonna explain it out to you a little bit. Okay. They had clinical trials of male birth control, and it affected men's mental health poorly, so they just took it off the market. Now I know what you're about to say, and go ahead and say it. Go ahead.
Birth control affects women's mental health, physical health, and overall general health. Anyway, we want to see the list of birth control. You know why I didn't want to take birth control? Because I had to quit smoking. You can't even smoke on birth control.
Hold on. The reason why I'm not defending it is because of the same thing. The problem is they know men won't buy it. Women will.
So
they just
I'm
took
right.
it off the market because they knew men weren't going to buy it.
All right. So you know what? You're right with your argument, and I'm right with my argument.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong on this one. If
No,
women were like, we're not going to buy this because it fucks up our mental health.
No, because I agree with you.
Y'all would rather not get pregnant and deal with the craziness.
No, because I'm agreeing with you. Listen, I agree with you. I didn't have a comeback. That's why I brought that point up. I think men should be able to sign over their rights if women are allowed to have the yes or no. Because there's no argument. Because there's no way to come up. Because if you're right, if women can say, yes, I want the baby, no, I don't, men should have that same right. I can't
Anita Dickman said, y'all are vast. What do you mean? How are we vast? Y'all are dense. Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's a different word altogether.
I don't understand how we're dense because we're actively having the conversation. There's people who go about their day and don't even fucking think about what we're thinking about. So I definitely disagree with the dense statement. Most people aren't even having these conversations during the 2024 election year. Thank you very much. Anyway, it's good that we're having these conversations. At least men and women can actively have a conversation instead of just screaming and fighting over it. You know how many podcasts by now they would have just like screamed at each other and ended the podcast?
Well, I think that's the thing is we're having an open, honest conversation where I'm saying I agree that there should be male birth control, but the problem is men aren't going to buy it because it affects our mental health, which is why you guys are the sole takers, even though it affects your mental health, because y'all are dumb enough to take it. Like that's y'all would rather not get pregnant and deal with the mental health problem. If y'all were just like fuck you, like you know what I mean. So
if men were the ones who got pregnant, there'd be abortions at every corner store in America. I'm telling you.
That's probably true.
If men had periods, we'd have a 3-week work month because y'all are weak.
I advocate for equality, not domination. You guys, if y'all want things to change, y'all have to become equal. But I will not stand for you guys stepping on us. I'm a man. I'm stronger than you. You can't step on me. I won't let you. Like
No, that's what I'm saying. I definitely agree with your point, but you also agree with my point. And don't get me wrong, there are versions of male contraceptives, vasectomies, but I don't advise vasectomies because those they're reversible, but they're not always reversible is what I'm getting at. So I think they definitely should be contraceptives for both ends, but I think abortion should be legal across the board. I think they should put Roe v. Wade back in place, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, I agree. 100%. When I thought that was a large misuse of our taxes and our government time. And the same thing was going on with TikTok. stepping all over our rights in this country. This country is supposed to be less government, more people, but like we're letting. There's something's got to change. You know, there has to be something. Something's got to change in this country soon, or we're gonna become a police state. So
Oh, 100%. I agree with you 100%. Definitely. I guess that's why I do have to vote to fucking try to make a change. Maybe we can fix our economy, fix our minimum wage, fix our healthcare.
RFK Jr., look into him, please.
I mean, our healthcare,
Check out his TikTok. You like
our
TikTok?
school systems and everything, those are like top priority, you know. Mental health care, the homeless population, we need more like
The homeless
rehab
population is a
facilities,
big one. Well, really, housing in general.
housing for
The
sure.
whole housing topic is a very big concern to mine because there's no reason why I'm 30 years old and renting an apartment, if I'm honest.
Oh my God, I told you about those TikToks where that guy asked these old people, how much did you buy for your first house? Like, how much did your first house cost? And they're talking about some
cranberries.
$16,000 for a fucking house. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
It's a 1.5 house, huh?
Some people didn't want to say it. Some people didn't want to say it. Yeah, that's why you deleted your comment, huh? Don't act like I can't see you. Yeah. Yeah. Try to come for me. Anyway.
Well,
what do you think?
I
It's about
think,
time to wrap this
I
up.
think that's the end of it because I gotta
Yep.
go do a special episode of Hammered and Cheese here in a minute. But
All right.
do you have any closing words?
No, I think we just need to do some research on our presidents for this election year and just see what happens. You know, we're just along for the ride.
Hell yeah.
This is
Don't get
what we
married
can do.
in 2024. Wait till 2025 to make a decision. And check out Hammered and Cheese tonight. We're doing a special episode. And also every Tuesday night. I think tonight we're just gonna bullshit around and have some fun. It's a special episode. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Also on Monday night, I'm doing another episode of Last Minute History with Atlas Novak. We're gonna be talking about the Bronze Era. And next Saturday, we're doing this show again. And I'm doing every other weekend meals with my son Jack. Thank you guys. Bye.
All right. Peace out.
Later. Yeah, buddy.